everybody opting in and just staying committed to buying into one last game here this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Like a bunch of football players, and when you go on this big break, this long break, you kind of you miss it. You really do, even though it's always hard work, and especially this year, it's been a long year. You go home and you're not playing football, and you start to miss it, and you say, I can't wait to get back. And I think everyone kind of came back from this break ready to go and ready to play in a bowl game and put a good performance on.
Okay, Nick Roush.
You were just a redshirt the last time that y'all were down in Jacksonville, but what do you remember about that game? And also, what's it like to kind of come back full circle to kind of finish where it started?
Yeah, it's really cool to come full circle and finish where I started. All I kind of remember is we lost. We got beat by Georgia Tech, and it was a fun week to experience. But what I found is bowl games are a lot more fun when you win. So I think, especially with COVID, we probably won't spend as much time down there, and it's going to be number one priority to win the game this year. And I think winning in the Gator Bowl, when the first time I was at the Gator Bowl we lost, would just be a perfect way to finish it out.
Now, last time Georgia Tech ran the triple option, it was weird. NC State, they run the weird 3-3-5. Is it similar to what you saw against Mississippi State? Do you think that'll help help prepare you for this bowl game?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that you can kind of compare to the schedule we've had this year. I think the one thing that sticks out is kind of the transition they made from last year, right? They didn't do so hot last year, and this year they turned it around and had a really great season, right? So I think the one thing that we know for sure without even looking at the film is that they play hard, right? They play hard and they know how to win football games. And so I think it's going to be fun. I know they've had some pretty good D-lines in the past, and so it's going to be a good matchup, and we're excited.
Josh Moore.
Sorry, I didn't have another question.
Okay, Larry Vaught.
Yeah, Luke, a little bit of question, not exactly on the bowl, but just wondering what your reaction was when your roommate Max was not even named one of the 10 finalists for the Ray Guy Award this year. Can you even start to fathom there could be 10 better punters in the nation than Max?
Absolutely. I think that's great that he wasn't named to the top 10 because he needs the ego check, honestly. So I'm going to go ahead and say that's a great call by them. And they just knew that he needed that ego check, and it bumped him down a notch. But no, seriously, I think it is crazy that you go from the Ray Guy winner to not even on the list. And I'm assuming they just wanted to give everyone else a shot. And, that's very nice of them for making sure everyone gets a chance.
Did it bother Max any at all, or he just laugh it off?
Well, he hasn't mentioned it yet, but I think he was too busy bragging about his Reese's Bowl invite. So we're proud of him, though. We're proud of him.
John Hale.
Look, you touched on it a little bit there, just with the shorter trip and the practices are all condensed. I'm wondering, is the approach any different this year? How are you all kind of mentally approaching these next couple of weeks?
I would say the approach is not too different. I think in the past few years where we've played really well in bowl games, Coach Stoops has done a great job of kind of taking care of us, and we definitely get our work in, but he makes sure not to run us into the ground or anything like that, just because we've had a long season. And the past years we've played 12 games, and this year 10 games. So he knows that we know how to play football, right? He knows that maybe 3 or 4 really hard practices in a row aren't going to change the way we play football. So he just knows that as long as we get out there, run around, be sharp mentally, that it's going to have a positive result on Saturday. So I think he does a really good job of understanding that, no matter who we're playing or where we're going, that as long as we're focused on ourselves and we're mentally sharp and ready to go, that it's going to be a good game come game day.
Dr. Wall.
Hey, Luke, there's such a big contrast between how you guys found out that you weren't going to go to the Gator Bowl last year and then this year when you found out you were going. How did you find out this year, and can you kind of talk about the emotions and the contrast between the 2 years?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Twitter's a very bad thing. hanging out on Twitter, you see everyone talking every which way about where we're going to be or what we're going to play. And it was nice to see that we're going to Florida. I think a lot of the team, wants some warm weather, especially playing these last few games. The last game on December 5th, it's going to be a nice change of pace to be a little further south. So it was definitely a positive reaction, and we're glad we get to play in such an esteemed bowl game.
Keith Farmer.
Hey, Luke. Just wanted to ask you about Coach Stoops. I mean, the first coach at UK to take a team not just to 5 bowl games, but to 5 straight. What does that mean to you, having played for him these years?
It means a lot. He kind of delivered on his promise to me when I was being recruited, and the other 2016 members said we're being recruited. Coach Stoops said, if you guys come here, you're going to change the program, turn it around, and we're going to win a lot of games. And so the fact that we showed up, went to a bowl game, and we haven't stopped, it means a lot. It means that he knows what he's doing. It means that everyone has kind of bought in. And it means that this team and these teams we've had in the past are learning how to win football games, right? And how to win football games consistently. So I think that's really important. I think it just goes to show how Coach Stoops has really turned it around in Lexington, and why a lot of guys have really bought in.
Jeff Drummond.
Hey, Luke, Mark made it sound like this might be a tight end's dream if Vince Marrow is calling some of the plays for this game. What's practice been like with the big dog and his tight ends?
Oh, he's been doing a lot of yelling. I think he's really enjoyed it. He's bringing a lot of energy and passion to practice, and he's making it fun. He likes having fun, and he likes working hard. And I think he's kind of combining those two things. And you are seeing a couple more tight end passes lately. That's for sure. I definitely agree with that. But I think, the guys kind of stepping up to make play calls in the bowl game are going to do a great job. They know the offense just as well as anyone, and it's going to be fun to watch. I think Coach Marrow is going to do a good job.
Okay, anybody else for Luke? All right, thanks so much, Luke, for joining us, and give us 1 second. We'll get Josh Pascal on.
Thanks, Lex.